third day session. John is abroad, he's still traveling. So this is the last third day session about the texture, and we will focus today on the skin of human and animals. And today, brand ambassador available are Giovanni, Lorena, Sabine, Ashley, Buffy, Caroline, and Loel. Also, with Caroline, that will be Raja. I don't know if he will paint or will be as an assistant. So, hi Raja, he's in Australia now. So, and you may find the skin in many shapes, as always, like a leather, fur, also skin, human, feathers and scales in the fish. And mostly you can find all these things in the portraits, in painting portraits. You may watch a long slideshow today with a random selection of skin painted by our brand ambassadors. Some of them you will find self-portrait, and also you can easily guess who is it painting. Skins are also painted with our regular series, and then also with Primatech colors and also luminescent, for example, for fishes. And skins, you may find skins on body, part of the body, hands, feet, arms. Animal leather is without hairs, like crocodile, snake, big fishes, dolphin, whale, orchard. And then you may find leather in the accessories like bag, pants,
Okay.
deck pad, and also sofa, chairs, and also inner part of particles. So Ethel can start the slideshow. I have done the selection, and we will start with a beautiful paintings and beautiful portraits. You can pour, okay, launch the full resolution. Thank you. And this is our John. It's beautiful painted by Hun Sung, our Korean.
Yes.
And we don't see the full screen. Ethel, can you do the full screen, please?
Full screen.
With, okay. Okay, perfect. So this is John, painted last year by Jung Sung. Beautiful masterpiece. So this is the skin by Hyun Sung. So next one. Hi John, we meet you so much. So on the left you will find Alison Pinto, and on the right is a baby with Anna Tulpanova. And then we have a self-portrait and a portrait again by Alvaro Castagnet. He's himself. Next one. And this is there are the portrait sketches by Anna Marie Stephenson. We had last Friday. Go. And then we have Ashley with the cat and dog. So mainly dog. Beautiful samples of images by Ashley Hawks. Next one. And then we have Atul Panse with our friend Francesca. And on the right, Brenda Svensson. And then we have a portrait study by Avellino. And the next one is study of a beagle. So from human to dogs, animals. He has plenty of these images, these paintings. And then we have Caroline. Caroline paints fishes, like we will see later, and also human face is a black woman. And on the left we have a Chihiro Pierce, let's see the animal, and on the right Cindy Briggs with a lot of colors. And then we have a Dino Dante, the Ethel husband. So on the right you find the portrait of Ethel, and on the left an Indian, an indigenous. man.
Why have I
Beautiful
never
color.
seen the photo of Ethel before? That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. This is Fernando Travis portraits. On the right, there are sketches, and on the left is a natural painting, bigger paint. And this is Francesco Fontana, one of the latest watercolors. And this is Gabriel Stockton, and you may
Oh,
find
oh my God.
Giovanni peeling potatoes. So it's a funny portrait of the king of an attempt. And this is let me find the shape of Georgia Mansur. So this is a shape by Georgia. And this is the big painting is this by Giovanni Balzarani. In the next slide you will find the detail of the people he painted with the very detailed
Okay.
skin and also tattoos. Here you find Gonzalo Cid with a portrait of Patricia Vargas and a monkey.
Oh,
And here you may find Johnson show with on the right you will find how-
Bologna. Bologna. Cioè,
his wife, sorry, and on the left the painting, his process while painting, and then we have after Johnson we have Jerome Guerry, our French watercolorist. And then we have Johnny Patramanis, our Greek brand ambassador, with his latest paintings about a woman. And the next one of his favorite cats. Johnny is a specialist about leathers and skin and furs. This is Johnny's. Then we have Jonathan Gray, portrait of
yeah.
a woman. And then we have Jose Herrera Gallegos. And next one, these are the horses by Joseph Bukvich. And on the right is a detail of a bigger paint, and on the left the full painting, his famous horses. So now we have Julie Carlson with the fishes and bee with the luminescent. And then next one we have again Jung Sung who did an instant painting with the hematite genuine, and this was a thick I
yeah.
think it's hematite, okay, and he was very instant. He did it in 3 minutes, and this is content in teacup with a woman and a cat. And also the cat has tiger's eye and also some other Primatex colors.
No.
Sorry that I don't remember well. And this is Laurie McCracken's animal, a zebra and a
Oh,
puma.
they're the same Lawrence animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Linda Dolph.
Yeah, I know Linda.
And this is Lisa Wong. And you may find the portrait of Joseph Book, which is husband. And these are Lorena's paintings, her sons. And the next one also, again, another, the siblings and the cat, a big cat by Lorena Massa. This is Matthew Bird, who paints her his daughter, and the sofa, it's a leather sofa.
Gorgeous.
And then we have Michael Sogiev with the self-portraits and a dog. And we have, yes, Michael. This is Milin Mulik with two people, our Indian auntie. And this is Mindam with his fiancé, his son, and his father. And then the next one, we have Molly Mara with her cat and a man. And then we have Nicolas Lopez with a cat and a dog. So beautiful painting with his famous Lunar Black. And this is Paul Wang. And then we have Raja and his parrots. Famous parrots by Raja. We have Rafael Pita with a woman and a bird. And then we have Sabine, our Sabine Dreher. She has a pig and a bird. Beautiful pig, very nice. And then we have Sanjay Desai. And then we have Sylvia Trad, birds. Both are from Sylvia. And then we have on the left, we have Stella Campfield Tarks. And on the right, Tere Loyero Stark. With two different kind of bird and different. And at the end, we have double images about Thomas Schaller. On the right is a portrait of his mother and himself as a kid. And on the left, a couple of mother and son in the waterfall in Chicago. And the last one, again, Thomas Schaller with some people. Thank you again. And so I leave you with the Giovanni painting. So I will try to paint something for you. It's a belt. It's a leather belt, so it's an accessory.
Okay,
Fashion
thank you.
accessory.
Yeah, thank you to all. It's a very fast sketch for a sequence to paint a belt skin leather. I divide it in two parts because I changed the sequence for representing a dark leather and light leather. Starting for the first with bar amber and I with first layer Bart Amber, very, very light mode. And then during the session, it continues for the another part is first, and the second is ivory black for the movement inside of the skin. Okay, oops. The second. And the third is Bart Yellow Ochre, is more red. Okay, obtain this movement. And then when I'm waiting to dry, starting with another part for the first wash. And starting in this case with yellow ochre. And after this, change my sequence. Starting with this color. Very, very dry, not a lot of water. Yeah. First. The second is Bart Yellow Ochre. Covering, complete. Okay. The first time is third and second. And continues with the ivory black. And okay. And waiting to dry for another wash. I go to another brand ambassador and I apply the detailing with these 2 5 sticks. Thank you.
Okay, we can go to Lorena now. Thank you very much.
Okay. Hey, okay, I will explain you something about the skin and how I realize the skin. And especially for this evening, I want to show you how realize a skin like this of an African person. The color that I usually use for my skin tones are in my palette are New Gamboge, the Organic Vermilion, Quinacridone Pink, and for this kind of the skin, I use the Quinacridone Sienna. This is a really important color for me because is a transparent brown, is strong, is really brilliant, and help me to create a portrait that is fresh and really bright. Usually, I don't like the brown. I never use brown on the skin of my subject. And I create my brown mixing, for example, quinacridone sienna and violet, or green and red. This is a little tips that I can give you. For example, I always start with the mix of quinacridone pink and new gamboge. This is a really important mix for me, and I use it always for, I can say, dark skin, but also for light skin. You can see I get a nice and fresh pink. If I need warmer color, I add a little bit of organic vermilion, and immediately you can see I get an orange color that is perfect to create a blend between these two colors. Then, how I say you before, I mix also the quinacridone pink, sorry, the quinacridone sienna. And you can see immediately that this color is this. Then, if I need a shadow, I can mix, for example, quinacridone sienna with carbazole violet and a little bit of organic vermilion. You can see. This color, you can see this color in this area, for example. And then if I want to create another dark color, I can mix the quinacridone purple with the quinacridone sienna. And I get this. I like the transparent color, and often I use this mix because I have the sensation that the color, the skin is fresh. I think that this is really important. But I think that this is a good solution, but it's also important to add some different color. For example, I use the permanent green light mixed with a little bit of yellow, And this color is important to create some warm tones. You can see, for example, in this portrait here, you can see the green is important and is really useful. Also here you can see green, green, green. But for this portrait, I used also a strong color that is the ultramarine turquoise. I discovered this color thank you, Caroline, because I had a workshop with her and she used this kind of ultramarine turquoise and it's really interesting. You can see here I get a shadow, a dark shadow, and that is cold. It's very, very vibrant and interesting. So you can see now I add a little bit of violet and immediately I have all the color that I have on this painting.
Thank you so much, Lorena. So we got beautiful. We go to Sabine now.
Hello, everybody, and thank you, Lorena. You are really master, and now you come to the master of disaster to me. I want to show you some skin tones we talked about last year. So I make a pop cut from the special colors we have. It was Rose Sienna and Monte Amiata and Chrome Titan Yellow, Burgund Yellow Ochre, and French Ochre and Olive Green. And when you mix it together, you become fantastic skin tones. So I show it again here. That's my skins. And then it was very experimental. I make a little dragon, and the dragon I make with bubbles, and so I show you. So we play a little bit. I have here a little bit sugar and a little bit dish soap and a little bit water, and we take some colors first on the paper. Make a little bit wet. And now you make the bubbles. And you took it on the colors and let it dry. And then if you make that, oops, then you become, with a little bit luck, a little dragon like that. And now we took it away and I show you the last one. For me, I show you to make on a very easy way feathers. So you need to have brush, and you see it's like some, yes, it's a very fluffy brush. And I have here preparate some paper, and I go into the color, and now you can make the first side. And if you want, you can go inside with a little bit more water. And can give it more body, the feather. Or more colors. So you can just play a little bit and feel free with the colors. And it's a lot of fun. I promise.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now from Europe, we go to United States, to Ashley. She's ready.
That's me. I'm ready. Hold
Yes.
on, let me switch my camera. Okay, I got my desktop. Here we go. Oh my gosh, you guys are all amazing. The bubbles and the everything. I'm gonna play with bubbles now. But today I'm gonna kind of bring us back to salt, which is kind of an old school way of creating some texture. So, I'm infamous for my pets. Really quick, I want to show you this little monkey that has skin. So I can paint skin. It's possible. So we have proof. Okay. But I really want to focus on my pet noses because it's one of my specialties. It's something that I really enjoy. And when you look at, I made these little noses here and I'm going to work on one of them. I'm sorry if it's blurring it out. There's just so much going on here. The texture and it almost has like a leather texture to it, doesn't it? So here's two examples of pet noses. Here's a golden retriever. I believe I use neutral tint and Piemontite. I think that's what I'm feeling like on that one. And then this one, I think I did this during a demo and just didn't finish it all the way, maybe. This one was my favorite pink nose color. Not that one. I lied. This one. Minnesota Pipestone. This is the perfect pink nose color. It's just perfect. So what I did here is I just layered it slowly. So I started with a really, really light wash and then layered. And then for the darks, I used Piemontite. So here is you can kind of see the progression. So we've got, sorry, I'm struggling keeping in the camera today. I've got the Minnesota Pipestone here. This is Potter's Pink, and this is Piemontite. So this is what I call kind of my pink row on my dot card right there. I didn't choose that for them to be in order, but they just are, and it's perfect. Just a happy, happy serendipity. So those are my kind of pink nose, pink ears, pink anything on a pet that has kind of that pinkness to it. I mean, even here, there you go. That's that Minnesota Pipestone Genuine. So it's such a key color on my palette. So there's that cutie. And then here's let me zoom in, get us in focus maybe. Hold on, I've got like something weird. Hold on. I've never had that happen before. The portrait mode thing. Let's turn it off. That is the weirdest thing. Sorry guys, one sec. Nope, we don't want portrait.
No, it is still
Oh,
blurry.
one second, one second. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah.
It's like portrait mode is turned on and I don't know how to. I just got a new camera, so that's probably it. Let's. Thanks for your patience, guys. Do we want to go to somebody else while I fix this?
Okay, I can go to Buffy. I fix Buffy. I'm finding Buffy over there. Buffy with a special guest today. She has an African grey parrot on her side. Beautiful.
Hey everybody, this is Casey Pooper, and she is posing for her portrait. I put a couple pictures of her in the chat if anybody wants to put those into the Facebook. But she molts every year, and so I get to collect some of her feathers. So she has these bright red feathers on her tail, and then all of her body feathers are these beautiful soft gray colors. So yes, so that's what I'm painting today. It's been a challenge though, because every time I hold the paintbrush, she's over here trying to steal it. So,
Oh my gosh, that is so cute.
oh yeah, so I appreciate all the advice about pet portraits and stuff. I will say though, when it's your pet, it's just as hard, I think, as drawing portraits of your family because you know exactly how their eye is supposed to be shaped and how their feathers are. So, yes.
She's an
Ashley,
African gray, correct?
yes. Do you do parrots a lot, Ashley?
I have. I've done probably 5 or 6
Nice.
parrots. Lots of fun. Yeah.
I can say I've never done one while they're here stealing my paintbrushes before.
You've got a live model.
Yes. Inspired by Anna Marie from last week, right?
Love that.
Buffy,
You know, you're
I hope it's a cheap brush, Ash. So no, Buffy.
Buffy,
Yes, I
which
kept
color are
trying
you
to.
using?
Yes.
Which colors are in the bowls, Buffy?
Oh, so I have Payne's Gray and then Kyanite Genuine. And then for her red feathers, I did a mix of quinacridone Coral, quinacridone Magenta, and some
Ah, I see.
Hansa Medium. So what I
Good.
wanted to do was just to do her face, and then eventually I'll put the feathers kind of around her is my idea. But I don't do pet portraits that often, so we'll see. But yeah, I was thinking of having some of her feathers painted in the around her.
I love how she's modeling her colors.
Yes. It's funny because the African grays, when they're feeling mischievous, their eyes won't be round like this. They'll actually go up into a little bit of an almond shape. So if you're ever painting parrots and you put that little tiny almond, the parrot owners will know what that means. And if their feathers are like more puffy around their face, we call that puffy cheeks. That usually means that they're, very engaged with you and very interested in what you're doing. So they're amazing birds, amazing.
the Facebook chat's kind of going crazy over your bird.
Aw. We actually have two. We have another one who's a rescue, and I'll try and have him on next time because he'll dance. So we'll try him next time we do animals.
We could do a whole session just with your parrot.
They're absolutely brilliant. I was sharing earlier that they only have to hear you say something one time and they'll be able to mimic it. It might not be right away, but over time you'll hear them mumbling like when no one's around. They'll be like mumbling, and what they're doing is they're practicing how to say it. And once they can say it correctly, then you'll hear them say it. So for instance, they can mimic my voice and my husband's voice, our children's voices. It's crazy how smart they are.
So your bird's going to do the demo all by herself next time.
Yeah. A nice thing about the Kyanite Genuine and the Payne's Gray is that they lift really nicely. So because I don't do pet portraits, it's a lot more forgiving for me. So if I make a mistake, I can go in and lift highlights back out. See that? So if you are doing portraits or you're learning portraits, that's one piece of advice is try and use less staining colors. They're a little bit more forgiving.
Ashley, if you're ready, we can come back to you if you like.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So we come back.
There was just one itty bitty button that I couldn't find and I found it. So yay. All right. So back to what I was saying. Here is kind of a sample sheet. I teach this so much. I often have my students do a whole sheet of noses just to get practice. The more you do them, the more you love them. There's a random tongue there. Sorry about the random tongue. So we've got mostly dogs and a cat. I love doing cat noses. They're so delicate and often pink. But dog noses come in so many shapes, sizes, colors, and like this one, that one was just so much fun to paint. And the cool part is, so here's one where I've used a wash of Payne's Gray for the base, and then I did lunar black over it, like a wet and wet, and then I used salt. So you can see how that salt helped with that texture. I'm gonna have to try bubbles now. So here's those, and you can just see the different colors used. So let me show you the difference. Here's neutral tint, and I did put salt on those, but I was just a little bit too late. Salt requires timing. It needs to still be damp. It needs to have that moisture because the salt pulls the moisture, and that's the whole point of it. If it's too dry, nothing will happen. You can kind of see, it's still a little wet, but you can kind of see it happening there. But that's just a really fun way to achieve that texture on the nose. Okay, so neutral tint, and you can see the difference between Payne's Gray and neutral tint. So Payne's Gray leans more blue. Often if you have a black dog, for example, and they've got black everything, black nose, you can use Payne's Gray and just it'll lean a little cooler. If you want it more neutral or a little more violet, I feel like neutral tint leans a little more on the violet. So anyway, I could talk about colors all day. This guy up here, this is one of my favorite mixtures. It's hematite genuine and burnt umber. This is not just good for like a dog nose, but it's good for any kind of texture that you want. I mean, I can see tree bark. I can see like that was a couple of weeks ago, but you get what I'm saying. I've used it for brindle fur. And while it's drying, I will dip my hand in my water and splatter it because that's what helps that texture. It pushes the pigments around and creates this delicious texture. I love it. All right. Well, I drew a really big dog nose and a cat nose. I don't know if I'll have time, but I thought it would be fun to show you lunar black. So here I love using lunar black on dog noses. So this one right here is just a perfect candidate for that lunar black. So let's see if we can get a wash going. So what I'm going to do is put down water. I've got a big brush, a big baddie. This is a size 20 silver brush. I just want lots of water. Now, I would probably never paint a pet portrait this big. Like, this is ridiculous. But I just thought it would be fun to talk about that texture. I mean, if anybody wants like a massive pet portrait above their mantle or something, I'm taking commissions. That would be fun. All right, I have to, this is a special present from a special friend, this little pot. If anybody can guess who made this, I'll be taking your guesses in the comments, but this is handmade from a friend. She's here. And I love these pots that she made because you can set your stick in it, kind of like that. And that's a way to get the stick activated and really look at this. Look at all that pigment. This is lunar black, like I said. And the funny thing about lunar black is you'll put it down and you'll think you're getting this really dark. You kind of panic because you're like, oh my gosh, it's too dark. Let me zoom in a little bit. But what happens is those big giant pigments, they love to separate. And so I'm just going to put this down. I'm going to do one layer. I'm just going to go, this is really wet. And I don't always use this technique. I've used all kinds of, sometimes I'll go down on dry paper and I'll do the nostrils first. We'll just get that line down the middle going. And you'll see how this pigment likes to kind of disappear on us. Whoa, that's a lot of water. Don't be like me. Too much water. By the way, these shop towels or whatever, they're from the hardware store in the painting aisle. They're great for they're made for painters. But they make a really great reusable paper towel, just FYI, because you can wash them a million times. All right. I know it looks like a mess, but we have to trust the process. We have to trust the pigment. We have to trust the water. We have to trust the paper. We have to trust all the things. So all the things come together. And if we know our stuff, or even if we don't, we're learning. But I'm constantly looking at that reference photo to see where the darkest parts are, and I can start getting those in there. But this is just, it's going to create the most lovely texture. Noses are kind of I'd say 2 to 3, sometimes 4 layer deal. It just depends. I love making little spots because the thing is when the paper is wet, those are going to soften out and I'm going to be left with that pebbly texture that I want.
Okay, so now from United States we can go to Caroline. So with the underwater sea caves. So she paints beautiful fishes and aquatic landscapes. Welcome, Caroline.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday Live. As I always say, I come to you from the future because I'm in Friday. And today I've got, wow, Rishat with me all the way from India, visiting me here in Australia. So I thought I would just have a little bit of a play with some fun and quick images of underwater fish that I do. Now, I have got a sunlight issue going on by the looks on my page, so let's hope we can see this well enough. So one of the things that I like to do when I have a play with underwater scenes is to look at the quick, fun, fast idea of just doing imagination painting. And I know it's something that I find that a lot of people, they want an image, they want it perfect, they forget just to be a storyteller and to allow the freedom of just fun and play with their watercolors. So I really love to encourage people just to have fun and play first. Once you get more familiar with the colors, then you can start getting more and more refined about your shapes. So if you look at children's storybooks, you'll find that there's lots and lots of watercolor pictures in children's storybooks, and they're often fun and very cartoon-like, and sort of making them dance on the page. The children interact with the images because they feel familiar with the style because they're still painting without the knowledge of fine detail. And so these fun and cartoon images come to life through the picture stories. And if you decide to sort of have fun and paint like this, one of the great things to introduce to you is to remember to use the duochrome colours and the interference colours, because flat on a page, these colours appear to be quite I suppose, muted and simple. But as the image moves around in the sunlight, all the beautiful mica in these colours come to life, and it feels like the fish are moving in your picture. So don't forget to use your all the beautiful mica paints that are in the Daniel Smith series. Today I was just having a look at some basic water scenes. The fun cartoon fish, the very, very fast one, just an imagination fish. And then a fish environment. I have large coral tanks in my house. And so I look at coral all the time, and they're free flowing, fun, bubbly sort of shapes. And if I was wanting to add fish to a picture like this, I'm looking at the bigger picture, the bigger scene. And if you were to snorkel on a coral reef, you would find that you're seeing a quick dash of color. You're not seeing anything absolute. So just putting in little samples in your picture of your little schools of fish in bright and vibrant colors can be fun. And when they're dry, if you add a little dash of the mica paint over the top, you get that little sparkle that happens in your artwork. And then you come down to something that's you're more familiar with, and being more particular about a fish shape and do a study of the shapes. So I've just done a quick little clownfish here, and once I get my basic fish shape down, I can start playing with its form to give it more three-dimensional feel, etc., etc. But any which way, fish are fun, they're imaginative, and the mica colors, I'll just show you my little charts here. The mica colors actually help to bring the scales and the quick silver reflections of fish scales to life through using the mica colors. So I sort of thought that was a really bit different to what everybody else was doing today, and bringing in the idea of reminding you to use those beautiful iridescence and duochromes in your artwork when you're painting fish scales. There you go.
Thank you, Caroline, very much. So we go to Laurel. Thank you. So we come back again to United States to Laurel, and she will see.
Hi. So I love tooled leather, belts and shoes and bags. So I have loved these sessions because they've pushed me to try new things. I wanted to try to capture the look of the tooled leather. So I started with some Piemontite. Usually they have patterns like scrolls and florals, things like this. And the Piemontite already gives you a really gorgeous texture to begin with. And we're all kind of familiar with the technique of when your paper is damp, maybe etching it with the sharp edge of a paint tube, or using the end of your brush if you do leaves to maybe do veins in the leaves like that. So I went around the house and gathered up some random things, everything from the finger chopsticks that my son uses to the pointiest paintbrush I could find. I stole these baby spatulas from the kitchen. This is a more common, I think, art studio tool. It's for blending oil pastels. And then, all different pencils, they have different textures on the ends. And when my paper was damp, I simply took these tools and just played with mark making to be able to do the swirls and the scrolls, and then did, little pointy bits with this brush. And I just had a lot of fun coming out with these textures that suggest the tooled leather that I love so much. So thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Laurel. So we come back a little bit to everyone. So Ashley and Buffy, they are paintings, and also some Lorena maybe, and Giovanni, they are finishing their paintings.
So Casey actually painted this and this.
Thank you, everyone. Beautiful suggestions today. So you can paint any skin with any colors available. So, is anyone has painting along today? Veronica is here. And Anna, do you have something?
I have several. This is
And I can see.
Oh my gosh, Veronica's
Sideways.
chickens. Those are
Veronica
so
with the
cute.
chickens. So yes,
They like
with
chicken.
with the red
And also
with
this
the red
one.
on top, and the other one. Very nice.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I painted along, but I haven't finished. It's the nose and the feather.
Yeah,
Wow.
Nice.
you're
And
welcome.
and recently I did a self-portrait for the World Color Month.
Mhm.
Oh, Anna, very
Wow.
nice.
And but it's funny because I did it with a granulating color and it was not supposed to be, so I goofed. But it's a skin tone with queen gold and deep scarlet because that was the color of the day of the challenge. And yes, I can tell that too. It's hard to use a staining color for portraits. You cannot really lift a lot, but I still managed to lift a little. So, but today I'm working on the nose with
Very good. Very good.
but I have to try the bubbles of Sabine.
Yeah, lovely. Wonderful idea by Sabine.
I want to see Sabina's bubbles
Oh.
that she started when she was demonstrating. Ah, oh, they're still drying. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought they'd be done by now.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, Lorena, that eye.
Wow,
So beautiful.
amazing.
Giovanni.
Bene. How long do you let the bubbles dry?
Sometimes you must take 2 times the bubble on the blaze, and when it's finished for me, you can go with the hot gun on it and can try it. So the bubbles go away, but it's very sweet. It's the sugar hold the color on the blaze.
Very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you all. Some comments, the iguana is spectacular. From here. And another question, how much sugar and soap to water for bubbles?
I write it in the chat. It's
Okay.
three spoons of water, 1 spoon of dish soap, and 2 spoons of sugar. So you have 1, 2, 3. And that you must mix it very good, and then you can go in and make bubbles. And it's very nice for things like that.
And,
Maybe we bring in one frame at a time to have a closer look at each one's
yeah,
process.
if you like, yes, you can do it.
So maybe begin with Lorena. There you
Oh
go.
my goodness. Look at that. Beautiful.
Lorena is the specialist of the eye here.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Lorena, what colors are you using there?
Lorena, che colori stai usando qui?
C'è l'audio? Lorena, l'audio.
Your microphone.
Lorena, non ti sentiamo.
Okay, sorry.
Ok.
Okay, I'm using the quinacridone pink, new gamboge, organic vermilion, quinacridone sienna, carbazole violet, and okay, this color.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
So again with Giovanni, and the belt is almost finished.
It's not
Fine.
it's not
No.
but okay, now it's completely dry, and I using this part is more reddish color, is more burnt yellow ochre for the second and third layer. And in this part I use more brownish color with the ivory black and burnt yellow and burnt amber mixing for the different red skin leather color and brownish skin leather color. Is two different type of leather for the belt, and with aureolin in this part. I apply first
In the
layer
top.
in the top, and after this with the wash I apply the dark layer for power of the color, and at the last with the yellow ochre on the same part apply for the point of light. Yeah, this and this. It's easy, but it's a long. Thank you.
Next one, Ethel.
We can go back to Buffy
Yes.
and then bring in next Sabina's soap bubbles. Buffy?
Here's my attempt at pet portraits. They're very, very hard, but it was really fun trying to play keep away with Casey Bird. And she did grab the paintbrush and drop it a couple times, and so she put her own little birds on here as well. So it was a collaboration. Thank you guys.
That's so
I love
cute.
it.
I love it too. The fact that she grabbed the paintbrush and put a couple strokes made my day.
Mhm.
And back to Sabina. There's a request
Okay,
in the
so
chat if we could
yes.
revisit the bubbles.
Yes, I make a mistake. I tell you 3 spoons of water. There are 4 spoons of water. It's always 1 spoon of dish soap and 2 sugar and 4 water. And it's the reason they are so long on the paper is because so much sugar inside that makes they are stronger. And you can use every color. And the best is you don't make the paper very wet. Yes, and give the color, you make the color very thick. And that's it. 1 sugar, 2 soap. No. 1 soap, 2 sugar, and 4 water. 1 soap, 2 sugar. You need much sugar and 4 water.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Sabine.
let's try.
Let's invite Ashley.
Okay, so I was just drying my nose. This one takes a lot of patience. Hold on. Am I unmuted? Okay. This one takes a lot of patience because you really want to wait for the lunar black granulation to like really settle and do its thing. So if you use a heat tool, you're almost freezing the granulation in place and not allowing it to really get into the little nooks and crannies of the paper. And I am using a rough paper today because I want that effect. So this is a labor of love. You have to wait, then you layer, then you wait, then you layer. The cat nose is a little more straightforward. Let me zoom you on in. Something that I really love about noses is the shine that you get. So like on this one, a lot of times we end up with that kind of shine. You can see that here. So you can do it a whole bunch of different ways. And the cat nose has those itty bitty little like bubbles. Either use masking fluid to keep the whites of the paper and just dot it on in little, like just kind of dab it around and dot it on. Or I love lately, if you don't mind using a white, I really love the the titanium white stick for this purpose. Because what you really get like really pigmented opaque white, and you can use white gouache as well. So if this is your thing and you're okay using an opaque white, go for it. If not, use masking fluid to preserve the whites of the paper, because some of this is so tiny, it's hard to, go around it. But I want to show you my technique really quick. I love to dot just a couple dots, and then I take my finger like a stamp and I gently stamp it around. And that way I'm getting, not only am I spreading the dots around and getting more dots, more bang for your buck, but they look a little less, like you can't see the brush strokes as much. And so it looks a little more natural and organic. So there you go.
Looks beautiful.
Thank you. I am going to try
And
bubbles though. I will report back.
check on Caroline, then we bring everyone's frame together. The fishes. Caroline? Your mic is off, Caroline.
Can you see the sparkles in the top one, or is there not enough light to bounce? Possibly not enough light. We blocked the light because the sunlight was so strong, and now there's not enough light for the sparkles. But the fish sparkles with all the beautiful mica from the duochromes and the interference and the iridescence in the colors. So, and I did a little bit of testing of the iridescence on the different colors, so it can give me an idea of how they interact with each other for the mica to shine off the page. So a bit of fun. So remember, don't be intimidating when you're working with the first time with fish. Make it fun, make it playful, and if you're working with children, they adore learning about painting things they feel comfortable to paint, and fish are a great one. Look, my cat has come to visit too. So a bird and a cat in real and fish in painting.
It's an animal party.
It is an animal party. Yeah.
I would bring my kittens to the party, but they just got spayed and they are high as a kite.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this time. And tomorrow, Giovanni will do the Friday demo.
Woohoo!
Fantastic.
So,
It's going to be a full version demo of which surface, Gio? We can announce ahead.
Yeah, tomorrow I show the metal, not metal techniques with the gouache.
let's see.
Okay.
Surprise.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
See you all
Thank you, everybody.
tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Guys.